Okay then, let's do this. Let's see if we can get this working and have a productive stream. Okay, seems like the audio is fine. Right then. Going to be focusing on some reviews today. There's a bunch of things I've not been keeping up with too well, so yeah, let's see how much we're able to get done. Okay, need to share the screen. Yeah, it looks like this is sharing. All right, should be viewable. Let's do it. Let's get this party started. So let's go over to GitHub to Narwhals. There's some really nice PRs which we need to take a look at. And there's a few things we need to do. Yeah, please say hello if you're joining. So first of all, one that we really wanted was map batches. So yeah, let's try to check this one carefully and see if we can get it in. And there's some other things we need to sort out for the Plotly PR, which are absolutely high priority. But let's see if we can do this one. So the idea with map badges is to allow people to define some function which operates on the whole array all in one go as if it was a series. So yeah, this is useful for, let's say, SciPy functions, NumPy ones. I do need to wonder about this one where we're just converting to NumPy. So before we review the implementation, I just want to check my understanding of map batches with a little example. So I'll get out the terminal for this. Yes, okay, it's viewable. So what we're going to do, going to make a little data frame. Going to import NumPy. And then what's a NumPy cumulative function? I think, oh yeah, this comes some in NumPy, so we should be able to apply that to a series. And we get an NumPy array out at the other end. What happens, though, if we try to apply this to an expression, like df.select, and then comes some pl.call a? Now, presumably, this is not going to work, right? It actually does. Okay, so this actually does work because of this universal function thing that pandas has, which maybe we should think about supporting in Narwhals then. There's something like, what's it called? Git grep ufunc, something like this. Oh, array ufunc. This is the dunder that's defined. So maybe we should think about doing that here in Narwhals, because I don't think that that kind of thing would be supported at the moment, would it? And I actually don't know if it would, in the end, be supported for every backend. So yeah, maybe we should be a little hesitant about this one. Anyway, let's go back here and see what it's actually doing. I'm just trying to think ahead about whether this is the kind of thing that we will be able to support, for example, with a DuckDB backend later on. And I'm feeling like the answer is probably not. This is probably going to be something that we'll just be able to support for pandas-like backends and polars and PyArrow. Like, so anything eager and polars. And a Dask maybe, but not SQL front ends. Although, yeah, we might want an example that's not just converting to NumPy. Let's just check what does the polars documentation use. I hope it's not just to NumPy. Oh dear, it's literally what they do. Surely, I think this is a documentation improvement possibility for polars as well. Like just come up with something a bit more realistic. Anyway, yeah, for now this is fine. So let's make sense of the implementation. So in both cases, we've got this sum at the end. Maybe the sum slightly distracts from the example. Like it would be better to just show the output of map batches. Yeah, maybe let's leave this as a comment. Do we need this? Maybe it distracts from the output, and we can just use map batches in the example. Right, and then in the stable.v1, we've got the same thing. And does this need redefining here? I think there's probably this, like I'll have to check this manually, but I don't think that this necessarily needs redefining here if it's going to stay exactly the same. I'll have to try that. Okay, then let's look at the test. So it's not implemented for Dask, but there's a to-do about removing it. So, okay. And the map batches here is just doing s+1. I wonder if we should test this using the example that had motivated the request. This is okay, assert equal data. Yeah, this one is extra only. Okay, sure. So docs look solid. So let's take a look at the implementation. So we've got it here in Arrow and in pandas-like, and then in the polars case, we just pass things through. Okay, nice. Oh yeah, the other thing to check is the whole is element-wise thing about what happens when we do this in an over context. Yeah, because I remember there was some change in polars at some point which made this behave differently. Let's see if we can dig that up. Maybe it was long enough ago. Hey, polars crossed 30,000 stars. Pretty cool. I think it might have been long enough that it doesn't affect our minimum supported version in Narwhals. Make map batches safe. So this went in December 2023. So if we look at the releases for Polars and PyPI, what version was that? Okay, so our minimum supported version is 0.20.3. So I think we're good. Nice. Right, let's go back to the implementation. So we're going with the usual definition, which we follow for expression, which is that it's a function from a data frame to a list of series. And map batches takes some function and it applies that function to each series. And then if the output is a NumPy array, then we need to reconstruct the output here. Do we need this alias output name? Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Okay, so one thing to check manually is whether this works when we've got like nw.all and multi-output expressions. Okay, this looks good. Okay, let's actually try it out. So I'm gonna go here into my repo. Let's fetch this pull request. Make this a bit bigger to be stream friendly. And then let's see. So say we have some data like A, 1, 2, 3, B, 4, 5, 6. And then we do from native pd.dataframe data.select and w.all.map batches lambda x. I don't know. Yeah, let's try this to numpy 1 and then to native. So this outputs an empty data frame. And if we do it with polars, then yeah, we get the same output back. Whereas if we did it without nw.all, then let's just try doing it with a single column. If you do it now, then it works consistently for both. Okay. So yeah, I think this is already a comment we can leave. So yeah, thanks for working on this. I think the output names part might not be quite right as if the output names aren't known in advance, example with nw.all, then we get an empty data frame back. So let's paste the example that we just came up with. Paste this. This outputs oh, nice one. Then, okay, this one's still draft. This one's building. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Then there's a few new ones we need to take a look at, which are fairly high priority for Plotly. Okay, nice. Okay, I need to learn about this. But I'm just curious about the implementation. Right. So this looks fairly straightforward. We're just having to translate some of the arguments for pandas here. I think. Like ignore NA becomes ignore nulls. Now, from what I remember, adjust was, oh yeah, and then the API changes slightly. So here for pandas, we do EWM and then mean at the end, whereas for polars, it's EWM underscore mean. The question I have is adjust. So here the default is true, right? Okay, nice. This looks great. So yeah, let's just leave that as an initial comment. Nice. Thanks for doing this. Initial comment. Remember, and Perlers might have handled adjust differently. Could you add a test which parameterizes over adjust being true and false? Or maybe I don't remember right, and they are already aligned. Either way, it would be good to check. Either way would be good to verify. Yeah, one doubt that I have is that they might have differed when it came to doing EWM by time. Maybe just the classic EWM is, in this one, it is aligned. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we need to address some things for the benefit of Plotly. So, we've got a potential bug that's been reported, so I absolutely need to take a look at that one. Return values don't show up in docs. This one would be really good to address. We also need to address the time zone question we've got from Plotly. Okay, so let's try to make something of an agenda, which I'll paste here in the chat to hold myself accountable. So we need to look at the time zones in Plotly, return types in docs, bug report about over, and pass through versus strict. Let's see if we can get all of this done in the next hour and a half. So first of all, let's start with, so I'm going to have to take a break in about 5 minutes. So let's start with the return values. And to do that, I'm gonna open VS Code. Let's see. Yeah, this should be showing. Okay, wonderful. Let's go to main. Let's pull. See if this builds. So first of all, so the way we make the docs here is just with mkdocs. And I'm hoping we can manage to find a way to display the docs and the code at the same time. Yeah, I think like this it can kind of work. So let's take something like from dict. So like this, the return type isn't actually documented. So let's see what happens if we document it in the code. So def from dict. So there is the return type here. So arguments, what happens if we do returns and data frame? Okay, right, we've got the type. Nice. Okay, so the type annotation does in fact show up here. That's pretty nice. And the description is just, yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, so is there a way to automate this? What we want to do is make sure that everything's got a return value, and this might be really good for sprints. Hello there. Thanks for joining and saying hello in the chat. Right, so yeah, I'll just document that in the issue so we know what we need to do. So we can resolve this by adding a returns section, which will then pick up on the type annotations. Example for from dict. Hello, Tiahi. Also, I need to learn how to say your name, sorry. Let's search for this, how to pronounce Tiahi. Okay, how long is this going to take? 1 minute. Thierry. Okay. Hope this is correct. If it's not, please let me know. But yeah, hello, Thierry. All right, we've also got a pull request about rolling mean. But it's time to take a break. Sorry for anyone who literally just joined. So yeah, be back in 5. Okay, then let's get back to it. Hi, Liam. Good to have you. All right. So next thing I wanted to look at was in Plotly, there was a question from Emily, who's one of the Plotly devs who's working carefully on reviewing this pull request. There's one comment she'd made about time zones. So yeah, I'm curious to investigate that. Time zones. So to do that, let's go here to VS Code. I'm going to go to my local clone of Plotly. And I'm going to pull Francesco's latest changes. Let's just try building a notebook where the data is time zone aware, and let's check what happens. So to do that, I'm gonna fetch from Francesco's remote. Sorry, just need to put in my password to 1Password, which is what I use to manage everything security related, including Git. I really recommend it. And then we're going to reset. I don't think it's, yeah, I don't have any local changes that I risk losing. So let's reset hard to his book. Okay, then let's make sure we've got Marimo updated. Okay, it's just uninstalled my local Narwhals and installed Narwhals from pip. So let's make sure to get, whoops, qv pip uninstall. So let's make sure to get the local Narwhals installed. So yeah, just making sure my Narwhals branch is up to date. So then uv pip install, and then we're going to do a local install of the folder in which I've got Narwhals cloned. Yeah, ignore the name Polar's API compat dev. That was just the initial temporary name for the project. At some point I should really rename it. Right, here we are. So then I'm going to do Marimo edit. I've got an untitled.py file that I use for these kinds of experiments. Now, Marimo, it's kind of a reinvention of the Jupyter Notebook. And it's meant to address a lot of problems that notebooks have traditionally had. So, for example, it doesn't just run your cells one by one. It creates some directed acyclic graph. It knows which cells depend on which other cells. And if you update one cell, then it automatically reruns the cells which depend on it for you. If you, so to be able to do this, it introduces some restrictions, like you can't reassign to the same variable name twice. And initially I found that super annoying, but it's something I quickly got used to. And I wholeheartedly recommend that people take a look at Marimo. So here are some DuckDB experiments I was doing, which we can delete. Import polars as PL. So then let's read in a little file that I've got with some dates called assets. Okay. No, yeah, you see, this is the kind of thing that Marimo prevents you from doing, just accidentally reassigning to the same variable name. I don't know why it's asking me to log in. Anyway, that might be a bug I need to report to them. All right, so you see here that we've got a column called date. What happens if we make this a date time instead of a date? So to do that, I'm going to take column date, and I'm going to cast it to pl.datetime. So like this, it hasn't changed, it just became a date time. And well, I think we can just put the time zone in here. And I'm going to put my favorite time zone in the world, which is Asia, Kathmandu. Kathmandu. My favorite because the offset is 5 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, no, so this didn't do what I was hoping it would do. So let's do .dt.replace time zone. Unmatched bracket. Right, this looks more like it. So the local time is the same as it was before, but the time zone is now Asia Kathmandu. All right, so now that we've got this data frame, what happens if we plot it? So now what happens? Let's also filter. Let's also only keep some symbols. So let's say where the symbol is in ABBV and XOM. So we don't have too much data. Ooh, well, this looks like a bug in Marimo, actually. It says that it starts on the 30th of January 2022, but actually it starts on the 31st of January. Right, we need to report this to Marimo. It's going to make a little to-do note. So, to-do report to Marimo that the min and max isn't quite right for TZ-aware data. Anyway, regardless of what Marimo says, what does Plotly say? So we're going to put this data frame df, x equals date, y equals price, and color equals symbol. Now I am super excited about this Narwhals integration in Plotly. If we can actually get this to work, I think it's going to be incredible. Like we saw from the timings there in the notebook, that for pandas, performance is pretty much unaffected. It gets slightly faster in some cases, about the same in others, maybe slightly slower, but it's in some others, but it's virtually unaffected. But for polars, doing things natively, as opposed to converting for pandas, especially when you've got large data sets that you need to do big group bys over, we saw that it could sometimes become 3 times as fast. And that's super exciting. So let's take a look. So what does the earliest data point show as? Oh, nice. It actually shows the local time. So that is pretty nice. What if we zoom in? Let's zoom in even further. Ooh, no, wait. No, it doesn't. No, this is wrong. Ah, okay, there is an issue. Yes. Thought it might have been too simple that we got away with time zones just working with such little effort. So let's see if we do 2 pandas. What happens? Ah, with pandas, it's correct. Yeah, we've got an issue. We've got an issue, folks. Got an issue. Let's just reload the pull request. I just want to leave this as a note. Yeah, there's a few comments. Okay, lots to go through. I've purposefully kept myself free this weekend. Really want to make sure we can address everything. This is just too exciting. This is a really good point. Thanks. I just tried this out, and indeed, for non-pandas inputs, the displayed times are converted. And indeed, there is a difference. For pandas, the local date time is displayed. For non-pandas, the UTC date time is displayed. Okay, let's try to come up with a little tiny example which reproduces this rather than that whole thing. And now I can actually demonstrate why I like Marimo so much. Take a look at this. Do from datetime import. Well, aside from the fact that the autocomplete just works a lot more nicely and is a lot more useful than it is in plain IPython, because here it's based on type hints and all of this modern good stuff. But aside from that, what am I doing? So I'm going to make a data frame where we've got price, I don't know, 40, 50, 60. And then date time is going to be, let's just have two values. And nobody got time to make three. 2020, 1. Yeah, then another one, date time 2020, 1, 2. And then df with columns, call date time dot dt dot replace time zone Asia Kathmandu. Now the good thing about using Asia Kathmandu is that it's so strange, like 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Sorry, 5 hours and 45 minutes. That if you've done something wrong, it's just glaringly obvious. Right, so let's remove the color equals symbol part. And now check this out. If I just re-execute this cell, then all of the other ones, well, this one got re-executed. I don't know why this one didn't get re-executed. Ah, it's because I renamed, okay, I did the right thing, because I renamed it to date time. But if I'd done this properly, then I think they would both have just got re-executed without issues. Nice, yes, look at this. Beautiful. Got a really good reproducible example. So we can paste that. Yeah. So let's tag Francesco. Here's an example to test this with. If we make this and then display px, then for polars, we see actually, let's make this scatter. Yeah, so we see the point there. Whereas for pandas, we see so I'll have to check the logic, but the way to get the local date time in Narwhals would be dt.replace time zone. Yeah, that's a really good point. Thanks. Just tried this out, and indeed there is a difference. Time zones. Yeah, they're a necessary evil, but whenever you talk about time zones, there's somebody who says, well, can't you just do everything in UTC? And, well, this is the problem with doing everything in UTC, that, like, if your local date time is far from UTC, then converting to UTC can actually change the date, and you end up reporting something which just would not make sense to anyone who's local to where you are. So to anyone from Nepal, where this data was recorded, I think Kathmandu is in Nepal, then they would expect this to show the 1st of January, not the 31st of December at 6:15. Cool. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. So how are we doing for time? Okay, 8.5 minutes left in this session. So yeah, wanted to check about the time zones. And then, actually, let's go deeper into this time zone thing. Yeah, I want to see what exactly is going on. And I'm going to take a chance to plug my talk from PyData Eindhoven last year, Poles into time zones, everything you need to know. I'm still amazed that they accepted it. Right, where were we? Let's get rid of this Firefox. Okay, we've got VS Code showing. Hopefully I'm getting slightly better at switching between screens. Okay, here we are. Yeah, let's try to, let's paste in this little reproducible example. Let's try to use this as a test case. And see if we can trace the code and see where things are going and what's happening. We need to import datetime from datetime, import datetime. Then, when does this actually, how does this get serialized? What exactly happens? So it's going to be somewhere inside this make figure function, right? Kind of feel like just going to the end, see what we need to look for. It's going to be one of these things that converts to NumPy, which I don't understand. Like, if it's just converting to NumPy, then wouldn't it do the same thing for pandas as well? So like if here is our series, if in polars we do to NumPy, hey Francesco, good to see you, just taking a look at the time zones thing. So if we've got a date time column in polars and we do to NumPy, then we get it converts to UTC because NumPy doesn't have time zones. NumPy really weaseling out of some of the most difficult problems. No missing data, no time zones. And it's probably a really good decision on their part. Anyway, if we do this in pandas instead, let's just check that toPandas preserves the time zone. So toPandas, this gives us a time zone aware datetime 64 array, and this is an extension data type in pandas. And if we then convert that to NumPy, ooh, mind equals blown. Right, so this is why it works in pandas, but doesn't work in polars, because they handle, when they convert to NumPy, they do different things. So first of all, I'd say that this is a bug we need to address in Narwhals. Yes. Let's open an issue about this. Hey, Bruno. Good to hear from you. Yeah, for context, we're looking at this convert plotly express to use Narwhals. So yeah, this is very exciting stuff. And we're hoping to be able to have this considered for the next major plotly release. So this is where most of our energy is going these days. Anyway, we do need to make a little issue about this. So bug, so 2 numpy differs between pandas and polars for, oh yeah, plotly express is huge. Yes, absolutely. This would be incredible. So yeah, really need to give it everything to make sure that on our end we've done everything we can. If then it gets rejected, then okay, no big deal. But yeah, we need to make sure that we've done everything we possibly can so that it can be considered. So to numpy differs between polars and pandas for time zone aware series. So let's paste a little example here that we just found. We don't need plotly for this reproducible example. We just need to do print df datetime to numpy, and then print df datetime to pandas, and then to numpy. And presumably these also differ when they're wrapped in Narwhals, right? Yeah, presumably. I don't think we've currently got any logic to handle the difference between how these two convert to NumPy. So from native df datetime series only true to NumPy, and then if we converted this to pandas, yeah. So in one case, it converts to UTC. In the other, we get an object array of timestamp objects. I'd prefer to avoid object dtype as much as possible, so I'd advocate for the former. Yeah. If somebody wants the local date time, they can use dt.replace time zone none. Okay, let's just paste the output so this doesn't get forgotten. So let's call this a bug. Yeah, I'd say it's incorrect result. If they don't match, then. And yeah, I also think this is probably quite high priority if it's something that Plotly is considering. So let's mark it as high prior. I think I've marked too many things as high prior, by the way. Let's take a look. Okay, so this one here, Francesco has in fact found a workaround in where it's made like a helper function in the Plotly PR itself, which is quite manageable. So I think we can remove the priority and call this just needs discussion. Anything else that's marked as high priority which shouldn't be? Replace, I need to. Yeah, I don't think this is high priority because in the end, as I wrote here in the discussion, the way that Francesco's doing it with concat is actually more efficient than using replace. Nonetheless, it's pretty important to have this option, so let's reframe it as medium. Then Vega Fusion, there is actually a PR open for this, so I just need to review it. Medium, there's also a PR for that. And this one here, I think this one was for formulaic. I don't think Plotly needs it right now, and at the moment the priority is Plotly. So let's rephrase this as, let's reclassify it as medium. Okay, good stuff. Let's take a break, and then we'll be back to sort out this time zone weirdness. All right then. We're back. Let's do this. So there's some new comments here we should probably catch up on. Right, there's a request to include a comment including this information in this file so that we can resolve it. Okay, let's leave that to Francesco. Or I can just make a PR to Francesco's PR. Right, all good. Let's go back to the VS Code. Oh, maybe, never mind, usual streamer nonsense. It wasn't actually showing VS Code to begin with. So I think what we can probably do. So first, I'm curious about how exactly is properly handling these timestamp objects. I presume it's just extracting the local time, which makes me wonder, what does it do when there's a repeated time? Let's take a look. Really curious. Oh yeah, Firefox is showing. Okay, all good. Wasn't as bad as I thought. Okay, so let's make a DFA for DF ambiguous. I'm going to make a data frame where we're going to have date time. So this one is going to have 2020, 10, 25, 230, and it's going to be repeated twice. And then let's say price is going to be 40 and 50. Then we're going to say with columns, pl.call date time dot string dot to. Oh, does autocomplete not work here, really? Okay, it's not as good as I thought it was then. Oh well. String dot to date time. And I'm going to say big. Yeah, I think it's ambiguous. And this one is going to be false true. No. So this one should be earliest, latest. Wonderful. Okay, so look at that. Okay, this is another thing to report to Marimo, that it's not showing us whether it's the first one or the second one. I think if we just print it, it does show it. No. It's because I've not set a time zone. Never mind. Time zone. Should have known better than to doubt Marimo notebooks. London. To. No. I've got, yeah, bracketing error here. Yeah, except. Okay, so maybe it's not 2:30, that's the ambiguous time. Was it 1:30? Here it is, 1:30. Look at this, beautiful. 1:30 was repeated. First it was BST and then GMT. What does the classic Marimo output look like if we just show this? Right, so it does show the offset. So first it's +1 and then +0. Cool. Now, if we pass this into Plotly Express, what does it do? So I'm going to say x equals date time and then y equals price. Oh, right. So yeah, okay. So for polos, we've seen that it's just converting to UTC. So it does in fact show them as separate. But what does it do in the pandas case? It It plots them one on top of the other. Is this, well, I presume this is right. It's just a design decision, I guess. I think the label should at least show which one comes first, right? I think the label should show the UTC offset. Maybe I need to open a new issue in Plotly about this specifically so it can inform the decisions we make around this PR. So GitHub Plotly. Let's see if there's a... Oh, whoops. I think I titled this fix where it should have been mix. Let's see. DST, ambiguous. Wait, is there really nothing? Wow, there's no... Oh, actually, Narwhals will address this. Yeah, there isn't one. Okay, let's make an issue. So, there's no issue template here. So let's say consider showing UTC offset in tooltip for date times. So, and also let's check out to the main branch here. So we're not using the Narwhals one, just to check that I'm not reporting on something which isn't actually a current issue. Oh yeah, for some reason they still use master as opposed to main. Let's reset hard upstream. Anyway, restart kernel. Let's run the whole thing. And see what happens. Yes, exactly. Wonderful. And it would probably be good if we could make this data frame directly with pandas, just to make a pandas only reproducible example. So let's see if I can remember pandas syntax. So then DFA datetime is going to be DFA to datetime. This one, yeah, and then it's dt.tc localize Europe London EQS equals, I don't know, true false, something like this. Is this right? Oh, PD is not defined. Yes, this looks exactly right. We can now remove the two pandas part. Yes, nice. Okay, so say I have this. And I plot this. Then I get Notice how the 2 points are stacked one on top of each other, even though they are actually 1 hour apart. If Plotly's design decision for time zones is to display the local datetime, I think this makes perfect sense. Nice one. However, I think the tooltip should give enough information to distinguish the 2 points, whereas currently we get they both show date. Is there a way to copy that? No. Datetime equals oct 25 2020 0130. I would expect the bottom one to show plus 0100 and the top one to show is this correct? Let's just display DFA to be sure. There's nothing worse than a bug report that's not actually correct. So the 41, which is the bottom one, should have +1, and the other one should have +0. Yes. Let's preview it, check that it makes sense. As I have, and I plot. Yeah, then I get this. Maybe I should show the data frame as well. Yeah, okay, this is, yeah, I think this is well written, I think, hopefully. The other one is this one here about duplicate columns should produce a more informative error. And I think that I think Francesco's PR addresses this super nicely. Right. Yes. Let's just make this. Yeah, let's make this. So we make that one and then px.scatterdf. Yes, beautiful. What a nice error message. So convert, yeah, let's see. Addresses this for free and produces the error message. Value error, expected unique column names got variable one 2 times. Or should we post the whole place back? this is fine. All right, how are we doing for time? We need to get back to the sorting out how do we actually solve this problem. So let's go back to what we had before. Here we are. So I think the way we can address this is probably 2 stages. So first, I want to understand how Plotly actually, can we just replace the time zone with none? Ooh, wait, I need to stop sharing Firefox. Okay. Might have caught myself just in time this time. So can we just replace the time zone with none? So let's see, there's a place. Thanks. Yeah, so there's a place here where we've got if it's date time or date, but this is only for the trend line. We don't have a trend line here. We need to do this in some other place. Where are we? Surely we're going here, right? Let's just check. There's got to be some place in here where we can address it. Yes, it goes here. Cool. Gosh. Super complicated stuff. Well, let's just go back to, let's go until the end of this function, 533, and let's inspect what that looks like. So trace, patch. Nice. Okay, so here we've got x. And it's just a native Narwhals series. Okay, so we're not converting it to NumPy just yet. Let's see when we do that. It's when we do trace.update patch. I've got a feeling that this update is converting to NumPy. So let's step into that. We can do S here in PDB to step into functions. So here inside update, and then it's here in perform update. So I want to look inside perform update. So I'm going to do S again. It takes us inside, and let's see where this takes us. Where does this take us? So 3872, yeah, we're about here. No, there's definitely something here that's converting to NumPy. Check path in proper tree, no. Let's keep going. Ooh. Update. What? Yeah, this is just a dictionary. Okay, let's keep going. Where is it? Yeah, this is also a dictionary in app. There's got to be something more interesting going on in here. Does this get overwritten somewhere? Def perform update. Oh, why can't I spell perform? No, it's just this one. No, there's definitely something here, like NumPy. Is it base validators? Yeah, there's something here. Get module. There's one of these which is, yeah, let's take a look here. I've got a feeling that this is doing something highly illegal. No. Do I just... No, it's not this one. There's another one that's loading NumPy. Which one is it? This one about the homogeneous array. Copy to read only. This is it. So here, if it's a Narwhals series here, I think this is where I want to set a breakpoint. Let's remove the other breakpoints. Let's try this. Yes, here we are. V. Yeah, okay, so it's this time zone aware series. And when we exit the function, which is here, aha, we've returned a NumPy array where everything is in UTC. So we need to do something different. We're gonna say, well, so here is the part where we're converting. This is the part that I think might not be, which is somewhat questionable. Should we be doing that? How can we convert to, well, there's two things. So if we want a NumPy array object, then, oh wait, now V has been transformed as well. Let's go back to it. So we could do toList. Yeah, just toList and then NumPy array on that if we really wanted to have an NumPy array of datetime objects, and then we can serialize each one individually. Like, it's no big deal. The alternative would be to do so here we could say, let's remove this pandas specific part. So if v.dtype equals datetime, then we're going to say v.dt.replace time zone none dot to numpy. Else we're just going to convert to numpy. And if it's a data frame, then we're going to say yeah, w.selectors. So we're going to say v equals v dot with columns and w.selectors dot by dtype and w.date time. dt dot replace time zone none, and then v equals v dot to numpy. And then let's get rid of this pandas specific path, which I think is creating issues in the first place, to be honest. Okay, now we've got rid of the breakpoint. So now if we go back to the notebook, then let's see if this is now addressed. Doesn't look addressed. Oh, wait, no, it is. Yeah, now it's showing 2021-1. Nice. Cool. That was easy. Okay. I think I need to make a PR to Francesco's PR. And we can address this. Need to check that it actually passes the tests, but it's time to take a little break. Thanks, everyone. Okay then. Time to start again. Question in the chat, where's the guitar? Okay, let's see if we can get the guitar filters. So I need to, yeah, let's just remove the noise suppression. Any requests? If not, let's see if we can make some tests pass. That's La Cucaracha. Cool, thanks. I didn't know the name. I just learned it from a short I saw on YouTube where someone was playing it on what's that? The one where people do streams. I can't remember the name of it. I think this is a big readability improvement. Thank you. Woo! I'll also react with hooray. Nice one. Anything else we need to respond to? Yeah, okay. Well, also just my own gratification. It would be nice to see if anyone reacts here, where we've said that the Narwhals would solve this for free. Oh my gosh, people are just so rude. This is a super annoying bug. It's been 2 years, please fix this. Jeez. Users are gonna be users, I guess. Yeah, so it's nice if it displays correctly, but does it actually, does it display, yeah, do the tests pass? Let's see. And there was a test that had to do with time zones. Let's check specifically the test that Emily had commented on. And that is px hover. Let's just copy the whole thing. So PyTest. Oh dear, failures, not a good sign. Invalid D type unknown. This is not a good sign. What have we done? Okay, let's see. The usual trick here is to run PyTest with PDB. Oh, it's the selectors part that's not right. Really? How did we mess this up? By D type. Yeah, we need to translate this to the native D type. Why aren't we doing this? Isn't this... Are we somehow not testing this? Let's see. So, def by D type. Yeah, we're doing Narwhals to native type. Yeah, seems right. Yeah, so, okay, let's take a look. Where are we? Yeah, okay, D types is this one. Then we've got selectors by D type. D types, okay. So then if we do, what's self? Ah, wait, is this a stable API thing? Okay. Right, interesting. Okay, this needs resolving. Where are the tests that have to do this? So, is this visible? Yeah, this should be visible. Okay, so, not in the def, sorry. Where are the tests? Yeah, so here we're keeping int 64 and float 64. Ah, but int 64 is one that didn't actually change between stable and non-stable. What if we do it with a date time? Okay. Let's see. So test by D type with date time. So here I'm going to make date time A is going to be date time 21.1, date time 21.2, and then B is going to be, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. From date time, import date time. And then we're going to say by D type, and we're going to keep nw.datetime. Let's also change it. Yeah, let's do .dt.year or something like that. So then the result there should be a 2020. And I think this should fail with date time. Yes, it fails. It fails earlier than I thought it would. Never mind. Let's fix that up. It passes. What? Oh. Ooh. Well, this is wild. We should be using nw.selectors. Now, is it going to fail? No, it still passes. What? So why does this one fail? What's NW here? Is it the... Yeah, it's the stable one. So why on earth is this failing? So if we do something like this, like v.select, yeah, we get, okay, we get that it's unknown. But, oh wait, sorry, I've got two VS codes and I'm sharing the wrong one. What I wanted to show was back in the Plotly one. Okay, so anyway, back here in the Narwhals. What if we just had some strings here? Yeah, it just makes, yeah, Kiara A. This seems right. So why did we get something completely different there in Plotly? So nw.selectors by dtype nw.datetime. That's exactly what we're doing here, right? Right. Well, for now, let's just make a schema object then and sort it out. So schema is v.schema. And then we're going to say v equals v.with select. So for eval in schema.items, I don't know, let's say overrides key equals w dot call key dot dt dot replace time zone none. V equals v dot with columns overrides. I'm not saying this is the most readable way to do it, but I hope it can at least work around whatever bug we've got and we can figure that out later. Hey, this passes. Okay. Nice. And I think there was some X fail in there, which we should address. X fail. Let's try to remove that. Let's see what happens. Now, fig.data 0. Custom data 0. Item row equals 0. Column equals date. Yeah, okay. And then custom data 0, 0. These look like they should match. But they don't, I guess. Oh, okay, just assertion error. Can we convert this NumPy1 just to Python? Is there like a 2π date time? No, there must be something, right? Okay, just gonna search for this quickly. NumPy date time 64 to Python date time. Well, I don't see anything about conversion. Oh yeah, there's a Stack Overflow question. Oh gosh. Oh, but what we can do is just call pandas timestamp on this. Uh, 2π date time. Yeah. And then is this one equal to the first element? Well, what we could do then is we take the first element. I think we can do replace tz info equals none. Yeah. Now, are they going to be the same? Yes, now it's true. Okay, nice. So check that. Ooh, the bottom of the terminal. Ah, that's better. Thank you. Thanks, Dale. So check that what gets displayed is the local date time. Okay, well, if it's PyArrow, so we need to first. So 2π scalar. No, there's still something wrong. So here we've got a timestamp, and if we do nw.2π scalar on it, whoops, pi_scalar. Yeah. Info equals none. Yeah, this should be fine. Oh, okay. And this one is also like that. Okay. Wow. Why do we get... Oh, this is interesting. So in this case, oops, constructor. Okay, so in the pandas constructor here, we're still displaying an actual timestamp, whereas we probably shouldn't be. Okay, I'm curious about how many of these fail. So without PDB, let's just run it. So only the pandas constructor fails. The PyArrow one and the... Oh, right, wait. Well, actually, no, it's not clear to me why. The PyArrow one fails. All right, got a question in the chat. Why do you use P on PDB? It's not needed. Is there a benefit? So if you've got a local variable that's called something like C, and if you just type C, like C in PDB, it's an actual built-in command. Whereas if you do P space C, then it'll print the variable called C. So using P is just a habit, and it just means that if I've got a local variable that's called the same way as a built-in command in PDB, then I'll actually print the variable as opposed to doing the PDB command. Is that clear? Oh, I see. Thank you. Cool. Nice. Thanks for the question. Okay, I need to understand how this custom data is getting set. I figure there's a bit more of this toNumPy going on, where we're not replacing the time zone first. So maybe we need to do that a bit earlier. Let's see, how long do we have left? Okay, we've got 3 minutes left. So custom data. Oh, is it the hover data? Is this what, does this affect the hover data? It might do. Let's see, does this take us, let's see if it takes us here to this code path. So I'm going to type LF, so that just reruns the last test that failed. So here we've got V, which is 3. And then here we've got the one where it's a date. So it's getting called in here. Well, I wonder if this one is also getting called. Yeah, we should probably have a little breakpoint in there as well. So what's this? Copy to read only on PyArray, to scalar or list. Yeah. Ah, nice. Here we are. So here we've got an object array of pandas timestamps. Why do we have this? Wow, that's really dirty. How did we get here? Let's go up. Yeah, val set prop. Oops. Value. Yeah, but where is this value coming from? It looks like here we've already got, yeah, VL is already. not of the right kind. Yeah, okay. So even earlier, when we get to add traces, this data is already a NumPy array. Yeah. Right. List 0 data. Yeah, so where does this frame list get transformed? Would be here, I guess. Oh, this is make figure, so we're really right at the start. Wow. Okay, this is going to require some serious investigation. But we're out of time for today, and I've got a meeting to get to soon. So, yeah, thanks people for joining. Yeah, this was good fun. And yeah, let's keep doing this. Let's give it everything, and let's make sure to get this Plotly integration sorted. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one. Cool. Thank you there. All the best.